This will be for the con assignment, cross sections of 3D objects, basic. So just some notes to start. A prism is a polyhedron with two congruent parallel faces called bases. The other faces are lateral faces. You can name a prism using the shape of its bases. Okay, so right here, you can see there's a pentagon on the top, a pentagon on the bottom. Those are the bases, and the prism is named for its bases. So this is a pentagonal prism because the top and bottom are pentagons. Now, the bases aren't always going to be on the top and bottom. This might be oriented different, so the bases are on the left and right. But nevertheless, those two congruent figures are the bases, and the lateral faces are just rectangles here. All right, same thing with the triangular prism. Okay, you can see the bottom and the top, they're both triangles. That's why it's named a triangular prism. And the lateral faces that connect those are just rectangles. So that's what a prism is. So for pyramids, that is a polyhedron in which one face, the base, can be any polygon, and the other faces, the lateral faces, are triangles that meet at a common vertex. So here's an example of a hexagonal pyramid. Okay, it's called hexagonal because the base is a hexagon. And the lateral faces surrounding that hexagon, they're all triangles, okay, and they meet at a common point called a vertex. So that's an example of a pyramid. And right here we have a square pyramid because the base is a square. The lateral faces, again, are all triangles, and they meet at a common point or vertex. The figure below shows a right rectangular prism whose base is a 2x2 square and whose height is 4. What shape does the intersection of the vertical plane with the prism look like? Okay, so we have the prism here in green, and this sheet is cutting the prism vertically from top to bottom, okay? So whatever shape this is, see if I can make this more visible. Whatever shape this is right here on the right-hand side, that is the same shape over here on the left-hand side. All right, so this is consistent from left to right. It's consistent. So if you cut this vertically from top to bottom, whatever shape is on the right and left is going to be the same thing when you cut this vertically from top to bottom. So it's going to look like a rectangle. All right. So that is answer A. There's the rectangle right there. B is a square, C is a triangle, and D is a hexagon. Okay. So it can't be any of those, and it can't be a square. It's going to be a stretched rectangle. Okay, which one of the following solids produces this two-dimensional shape when sliced horizontally? All right, remember, sliced horizontally, that means it's being sliced from left to right. All right, so in order to get this shape, when you slice it this way, it's going to have this shape on the top and the bottom. All right, so this is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. It's going to be a pentagonal prism. All right, so let's look. This one here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not A. Answer B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm counting the sides on the top. That's answer B. It has 5 on top, and you can kind of see through here it has 5 sides on the bottom as well. All right, just to make sure. C, definitely not. This is a rectangle, top and bottom. And D has a triangle on the top and bottom. All right, so it's definitely B because of the pentagonal bases. This is a pentagonal prism. All right, what shape does the intersection of the horizontal plane with the prism look like? Okay, so they told us it was a prism. That means it has the same base on the top, that triangular base on the top, And if you can see through this carefully, it has a triangular base on the bottom as well. So if you slice this from left to right, that slice or cross section is going to be the same shape as the top and the bottom. So since this is a triangular prism, the cross section from left to right is going to be a triangle. All right, so let's look at our answers. A is a triangle, B is an octagon, C is a square, D is a rectangle. All right, so it has to be A, because like we said, the bottom and top bases are triangles. All right, last one. Which one of the following solids can produce this two-dimensional shape when sliced vertically? Okay, so slicing something vertically means we're slicing it from top to bottom. Okay, so this shape right here will have to be on the left and right side of whatever figure it is. All right, so we're going to look for this shape on the left and right because we're slicing it vertically, which means from top to bottom. All right, definitely not A, that's a pyramid. B looks pretty good. It looks like there's a rectangle on the left and right-hand sides. C, definitely not. That's a pyramid. And D is a pyramid as well. So it has to be answer B. All right. You can see if you slice these, they're not the same. They're not really the same throughout. So it has to be answer B.